Last week on Spoondrifters, we installed the motor mounts, figured out what this was, installed the electric motor, and pulled that nasty rub rail off the boat.
We're a family of 6 who sold our house, bought a boat, and now we're getting ready to sail around the world. Welcome to our channel.
Got going on.
So, my glasses went with my I can't see them, where'd they go? We broke the sander that we had, the rigid, the shaft apparently bent. I was so strong, I didn't know what I was doing. No, we don't know why that happened.
Those biceps right there.
Anyway, we were a little bit at a loss as to what we were going to do. We didn't have the cash at the time to get another, to replace it. So we just kind of did other projects for a few days. And here's the thing that we've learned over time. When you need something and you're thinking about how to get it and thinking about what it is that you need, you attract that thing to you. Ways open up. Things happen that you're not expecting, and you're able to get what you need. So if you're struggling in something, whether you're doing a boat project or you want to do a boat project or you want to get out and get sailing or do an adventure, just keep thinking about it. Just keep putting it out there. The universe, the world will come and put the thing that you want there. You might have to do a little bit of work, but that thing will be there. So we got a new sander. This one is a Porter cable. Todd picked it up. It's not as ergonomically friendly as the rigid was. This is a lot harder for me to hold on to. This is okay, but this is really wide. But it seems to be doing the job, and this is all I have left.
So you're gonna get it done today?
It's gonna be done today.
She's going for it.
I'm going for it.
So my job today, while she's doing that, is going to be filling in all of these holes from the rub rail. And I'm going to be on my handy dandy scaffolding system that is kind of precarious and move up and down when you go across these planks. All set up. And ready to go.
We know you're dying to leave us a comment, and since we don't have comments anymore because of YouTube, please come over to Facebook and tell us what you think.
More holes? I thought we were done with the holes.
I don't know, for some reason I think we just like opening up more holes. I mean, the holes were already there, but they were covered and filled. We must just like uncovering holes. What do you think?
Or something. Every time we say, oh, it's our last hole, we like to make more.
Well, this is our rub rail, which we decided to remove. And I think it looks a lot cleaner. It's going to be way nicer on the inside for finishing the walls because we won't have to deal with trying to cut around all the bolts.
Why are there like 2 holes in all these
because
spots?
This rub rail has been replaced more than once. The person who replaced the stuff from Hurricane Ike did not fill the holes with epoxy. They filled them with like 5200 or something just to plug them up. So we had to re-drill them and countersink them, and we're filling them with epoxy, which is a more durable finish. So taking us a little longer, but don't spray them too close.
So why do you have her spraying, dear?
Well, it's a hot day, and even though I'm using the slow hardener and the epoxy, the holes are a half inch diameter by a full inch deep, And I just don't want the epoxy to get too hot and cure too quickly.
We had some experience with that. What happened?
Well, we filled a hole that was pretty big, and I had a friend helping me out, and he misunderstood, and we did a quadruple set of epoxy instead of a double. And so that meant that the hole I was filling, instead of filling it only halfway, I filled the whole thing because I wanted to use the epoxy up. And literally we came back 30 minutes later, and it was so hot we couldn't hardly touch it, and it had popped and exploded and cracked, and so we had to basically dig it all out and redo it. So I'm just making sure that this doesn't get too hot and cure too fast.
Hey, Daddy.
What? Ah! Ah! 14-inch feet.
You need how many feet?
About 15 feet just in here. This is supposed to be kind of flexible, but it's not. It's hard as a rock. And all of these holes, all these drain holes, are plugged with dirt. Well, that one doesn't even have one in it. When they plug up with dirt, then they just overflow and fill the chain locker, or not the chain locker, but this back locker with water, and then that runs into the boat. So we're trying to replace all that tubing and clean all the dirt out. The problem is in the boatyard, we get sand and dirt blown on this boat all day long, every day with the wind. These have been totally plugged, so I don't know how deep they're plugged. Let's get them replaced, shall we? Water too. Nice.
Is it coming out?
What?
Well, that's one way to get it out.
That's not what I'm trying to get off, though. What I'm trying to get off, because I can't. I have no leverage in there. I'm trying to get this out to take with me. But ideally, I want the fitting.
You can take that whole thing.
Yeah, it won't fit in my pocket. See, when it's all brittle, look how easy it breaks once it starts.
Right?
You know? I am free! I am free!
This is a dark and dingy hole, and it gets quite hot in here. Is it really horrible that I'm glad that I don't fit in here?
How many vacuum cleaners does it take to suck the water out of the locker?
This has got to be the 50th time we've pulled the water out of this.
What are you trying to do?
I have to repair the bucket because they all tend to crack on the bottom. These cheap Lowe's buckets don't last very long.
We've had it for a year.
This one we haven't. Well, this one we might have, but the one in the truck is brand new. And it's cracked too. So I have my 50-mile-an-hour tape, my duct tape.
You're a true Alaskan.
That's right. Have duct tape can fix just about anything. At least long enough to get you into trouble.
This vacuum, the top attaches to just any old bucket, and it has been wonderful. We used it for vacuuming all of the nasty water out of the bilge when we bought the boat. It's really been worth its money.
Now if we can just figure out how to stop the water from getting in there.
Well, if the drain works right, it'll go in, but it'll drain like it's supposed to, right?
I guess. That still gets everything wet.
Yep. Well, I think that one's supposed to be that way because that one's the propane locker. I don't think they really intended for it to be sealed against the weather. It just has a drain hole in the bottom of it.
It's just flat.
It's just flat. There's no rim around it. This one, see, this one has a rim around it.
Did you
And the
pick
drains are here.
Did you get some weather stripping?
No.
You forgot the weather stripping?
Yeah.
I guess we get to go to a store again.
I dropped my flashlight in the hole in the back, which slid down through a limber hole into where the autopilot is, which leads eventually into the bilge. But I gotta have an access hole to get in there. What I used to find the other ones last time was my flashlight. I said, oh, there it is right there. I don't know if I can see it without my flashlight or not.
I hate to have to unload all of that stuff we've got stored there.
Right? Ah, I do see it in the very back. Aha. Kids and their toys, right? All right, let's see. Alright, here we go. Aha! Got it.
Alright, back to the task at hand.
Back in the hole. Marker, check. Flashlight, check. Tape measure, check. Extra small person, used to be. Promise you'll let me back out?
Maybe I'll just sit on it for a while.
Okay.
This looks weird, but this was the only way that we could figure out how to draw on the lid.
Lay that down. Almost lost it again. So I got a 1/4 inch gap right here. Of course the inside edge is right up against there, so that's okay. So if we buy ourselves a piece of rubber that's 1 to 1.25 inches wide by at least a 1/4 inch deep, that will be enough.
To do what?
To put a gasket on this. And we'll probably have to cut around those. So
Is that it?
that's it. All right. There's that. All right. Now the trick is, can I get out without a halyard?
It's your yoga. Think of it as yoga.
I see.
We'll make you flexible yet.
Is this what they call boat yoga? For some reason I envisioned it, you know, on a beach, on a nice mat, something like that. I think what this is called is boat, the boat yoga Houdini version.
We're almost done filling all the holes.
Well, I don't know. I think we're getting really good at holes, and so we probably should just keep filling holes for a while so that we don't have to do more daunting tasks such as get the boat ready to be in the water.
Well, isn't filling the holes?
It's a comfort zone thing right now, filling holes.
Yeah, but it's not ready to go in the water if the holes aren't filled.
But I just realized we have a couple more holes that we got to deal with.
What?
We have the old sewer tank pump out holes that are in the deck that we've removed all the hoses, but the fittings are still there, and they're both leaking water.
Yeah.
So they need to be removed. Probably the diesel fill hole for the big front diesel tank that
Because we need to take that hose
the
out.
tank, the hose and tank is going away. That's going to have to be filled. That's on the deck as well. So I think we got a few more.
We're getting good and fast at it.
We are getting good and fast at it. Good and fast. We're good and fast.
Thanks for watching, and we know you can't wait to see what's going to happen next week. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Next week, we'll be sharing how we clean out this old fuel tank, get some organizing done, the weather gets in our way, and the little girls get to climb down in that hole.